everyone, Sophia here, My Great Challenge. Welcome back to my channel. I'm kicking off the 2024 holiday gift guide with the ECOVACS T30S AI. Why am I excited about it? Finally, a mopping and vacuuming robot that heats up the water. Okay, so this is a gift guide and there's gonna be plenty more until mid-December or so. This one is really cool. So if you remember when I started doing vacuum reviews, one of the very first one that I got was an ECOVACS. And if you've never heard of them, I can tell you one thing. I just got back from France. I was there during the month of September, spent some time with mom, and ECOVACS is literally the #1 brand over there for robot vacuums. Not the other guys, this guy. They are sold in every store. They have 5-star ratings. People absolutely love the ECOVACS over there. And if you go on Amazon, this particular one's got a 4.4-star review as well. So it's a very good one. Yes, they are pricey, but let me ask you this. How much do you value your time? And what price tag do you put on it? What I'm talking about is the amount of time that you're going to spend doing other things rather than vacuuming and mopping. This one has artificial intelligence technology in addition to all of the other stuff. I'm going to unbox it and plug it in to charge, and while it's charging, I'm going to give you all of the stats and exactly what it does and how you're going to benefit from it. So for now, I'm putting it where the other one used to be. There's one thing in particular that I'm interested in finding out is whether or not it's going to climb the little ramp to my kitchen. The other one was doing it once in a while, but not consistently. So if it actually does, and you'll see it in a minute, I'll show you what the ramp is. If it does the ramp without any issue, guess what? It's going to be moved to the entryway. So that way I can have the kitchen done at all times. So let me plug it in.
Thanks for choosing the ECOVACS robot. Please scan the QR code for details.
It works with an app.
Pairing successful.
Okay.
Start charging.
Okay, so while it's charging, I'm going to give you some specs for the nerds out there who are like me and are interested in finding out, well, what's the big deal? Okay, I'll do a full demo. Don't worry, it's coming up next. So basically, what do these robots do? They will vacuum and they will mop your floor. As they do that, they map the floor through their app, and they know exactly what to avoid in terms of obstacle, like furniture, things like that. Generally speaking, they start by doing the outside perimeter, meaning that they're going to do all the edges first. And once all of the edges are done, they'll go in zigzag throughout your entire floor plan. And they do not miss a single spot. They really don't. What they will do if they mop at the same time than they vacuum is that every once in a while, I think it's pretty much every 10 minutes, it will return to the base to have the mop washed. And then they'll go back exactly where they left off and continue washing. The #1 thing that this particular robot does that the other ones don't is that, one, it heats up the water up to 150 something degrees. So it's really going to help lifting up the dirt from your floor. #2, it has AI recognition of stains on your floor. So if it sees a spot that needs to be rewashed, it will go back to it and rewash it up to 3 times until the stain is gone. The greatest value in those robot vacuum is the ability to remove all of the pet hair that's or human hair that's on the floor or on your carpet. And once the air canister is full, it will go back into the base and it will empty itself. So basically they are self-cleaning. The only thing you need to do is refill the water. You don't even need to use any kind of product. If you want a scent, you can put a little bit of cologne water in it if you want, and that's about it. But don't put any oil, okay? No essential oil, nothing like that. And you have to empty the dirty water tank regularly, pretty much every day, if you use your machine every day, because otherwise it's gonna start smelling really bad because, you know, dirty floors. Okay, so here are the specs. Suction power is 11,000 PA, so it's pretty much the strongest one out there in terms of suction power. It has a TruEdge adaptive mopping system, meaning that when it mops the floor and it knows that it's an edge, it will actually move its mopping heads that will mop the edges up to 1 millimeter. That's not a lot, okay? So that's pretty much edge to edge with 99% coverage of your floor. I told you they don't miss a spot. The AI Instant Remop, that's what I was telling you about. It identifies and targets noticeable stains on your floor. Say, I have coffee stains, for instance. Coffee stains from drops, okay? Tomato sauce, whatever. It will see it because it's got a camera on the front, and you'll see it's pretty cool when you have pets too. It has a camera on the front, so it will recognize that there's a food stain or any kind of stain, and it will go back and mop it up to 3 times until it's gone, basically. ZeroTangle, that's very important. I'm going to show you the brush again. A lot of times when you have long hair, I don't, but I know that some people have very long hair, and some people have dogs that are long hair dogs. Very often what happens is that those brushes will get all those hair tangled into it, and you got to remove the brush and cut through it. This one has a specific mechanism attached to it that will remove the tangles for you. So that's one less thing you got to do in terms of maintenance. All-in-one station, again, you put your water in there, it will heat up the water, it will rewash the mop consistently, and you can actually change the level of wetness that you want on your mop. You'll see in the app that you can do just slightly damp, which is great for the vinyl floors. You know, you can't really wet them that much. So if you have one of those luxury vinyl floors, you would do the low water level. If you have a floor, like a tile floor, that can sustain a lot of water, then you'll put the highest level. So you can change that. Another thing you can change is when you mop. Most of these robots will vacuum in the front, mop in the back. This one, you can have it as just vacuum, if that's all you want, or just mopping, if that's what you want, or you can do the mopping at the same time than the vacuum, or you can do mopping once the vacuum is done. So it's all controlled in the app. You have so many choices as to how you want your floor to be cleaned. Battery life, once it's fully charged, it will run for up to 180 minutes. That's pretty good. And it will go back to the station on its own once it's done the entire map. So it tracks where it's going. And designed for pet owners like I am. Got a dog, sheds a lot. Who would have thought beagles shed so much? And 2 cats, so we have a hair problem, okay? Doesn't matter how much I vacuum, sweep, scrape the hair, there's hair everywhere in this house. It will allow you through the app to stay connected with your pets, and it has a camera and voice, so it allows you to actually talk to your pets and take pictures of your pets. So you can take a pet snapshot. These are all the stats. I'll put the measurements right here so you can see them. It only exists in black, which is not a bad thing. The other one I had was white. You could not miss it in the room. Yes, it is bulky. It takes some floor space. You saw the measurement, but it vacuums and mops for you. And this one, again, heats up the water. It's great to lift dirt off the floor. To me, it feels like the floor is going to be cleaner. And once the robot itself goes back into the station after cleaning, it has hot air circulating to dry the mop heads. My other one only has cold air. This one will dry faster, which means that there's less chance of germs and odors. Can't wait to use it.
Network connection successful.
Cleaning modes, you can just do regular sweep, sweep heavy, sweep and mop. Water flow rate, that's what I was telling you. Cleaning passes 1 time or 2 times, so if you want to do it twice. Suction power, you can do regular, a little bit faster, or like super power. I would do maximum suction power for pet hair. And then I want a little bit more water. Okay, so this is mop after vac. This is vac and mop. We're going to do that. And then cleaning speed, you can change how fast you want it to go. So in this compartment here at the bottom, if I press, it will release it. And this is where the vacuum bag goes. You just basically pull this. Hold on, let me make sure I got it. Okay, here we go. So that's the vacuum bag. And that's quite a lot of space. They do give you 3 more. And then of course you'll have to repurchase some. Okay, so that's that. And on the top here are the containers. So this is your dirty water container. And this is your clean water container. So let's look at my floors before I start. One thing you want to do if you're going to run this in a dining room, for instance, is pull out your chairs if you want the robot to be able to access the underside of the table. At least for my table. I don't know how yours is, but mine has this type of feet, the tripods, we're going to call them, and the robot can't make it, so I got to give it a path to go in there. So the floors are hardwood floors, and again, I haven't mopped in a whole week, so let me see. I just spotted one. There was there's a stain here. I don't know if you can see it, but I just swept. That's it. And by sweeping, I didn't do it with the vacuum. I only did it with the regular broom. Okay, and that's done on purpose so that we can really gauge how it's gonna clean. All right, so there's dirt here, you see it, right? That's my before. Trying to find some dirt. Look. You see all the dirt here, right? Okay, there's dirt here. Underneath it's not too bad there. Okay, so that's my floor. If you go to settings, you can schedule an auto clean. So I got it to start at 11 p.m. every night. Maintenance, this is really cool. It's going to alert you if the brush needs replacing, the main brush, the filter, the mop. So I still have 150 hours on the mop, 150 hours on the spinning brush, and that's the ones on the side for the edges. The main brush, I have 300 hours left, 120 hours on the filter. Dust bag needs replacement, and then you can purchase a cleaning solution if you want it. Then you can change how often you want to have the mop cleaned. I put it at 10 minutes, but you can have it for 25 minutes if you want. Hot air drying duration, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, and then auto empty towards the end, but you can also have it as extra. It will empty the dust bin every time it goes to the station. Intelligent deep mopping, that's the one that will perform a second cleaning or third cleaning if it sees dirt area. And I did activate the TruEdge adaptive mopping, which means that it will constantly keep the mop extended right? To maximize the coverage of edges. Okay, so it's charged at 72%. I'm just gonna go ahead and start it. Press the button right here, and here we go. So right now what it's doing is heating up the water and loading up the mop. So it found itself stuck and it's readjusting on its own. Here I have a cat toy and it's going around it. So cool. So it went back to the base to recharge because if you remember I started it at 70%. So it finally made it to the kitchen but didn't have a chance to do the kitchen because it ran out. So the three things I want to do. Look at how much water I got left. That's quite a lot. Okay, and that was on the highest setting. And I want to look at how dirty the dirty water is. Let me see if I can put it this way. Can you see? Okay, so yeah, all right, dirty. And I want to look at what's inside the bag. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there. I don't think you can see it. Okay, so it did suction up the stuff, but again, I swept before it started. I tell you where it's really good because of that little rotating brush, but they all have that. It's excellent at getting the bottom of the chairs. And you get pets, you get a lot of stuff stuck there. I like the fact that it has 3 levels for the water amount that you want on the mop. Because my floors are, you know, with pets and we're not very consistent with removing our shoes, I like that I can put it on the higher level of wetness. So let me give you a review based on my initial thoughts and my initial tryout of it. It's a little bit louder than the ones that I've had before. Not for the mop washing and the vacuum, the emptying out or self-cleaning. They all make noise for that. But generally speaking, when it's operating, but then again, I had it on the highest setting. I thought that it was a little loud. So running it at night may not be the best for people who have a 1-floor setup, a ranch style house. You're going to hear it. So that's a negative. Number 2, it's supposed to be able to climb up to 20 millimeter, I think. And which is 2 centimeters, less than an inch. And you saw that initially it struggled to get to the kitchen, but then eventually it got it. So because it's AI and it maps the house, now it knows that there's a room on the other side. And the next time around when I start it, it will also remember which angle the machine or the vacuum had to get in order to make that jump. And it also struggled with the threshold from the entryway to the living room. But eventually it made it. So now, again, it will remember the next time around to go head on and with a little bit more speed to jump it. So the negative here is that it's not going to impress you as doing all the things it's supposed to do on your first run. It has to learn the map of your house, and it has to learn how to angle itself in order to get to those areas that are a little bit more difficult to get. And that's really all I have for the negative. It's a little bit louder than the other machines, and it does have a hard time getting to higher surfaces. And now for the positives. Okay, 1, the hot water. That's a plus for me. I understand that by the time the mop gets to the end of its washing, before it goes back to the base, the water or the mop is going to be cold. I get that. But initially, when it goes in and it's hot and it goes back to where it left off, it's still hot. So that's a plus for me. 2, I really like the fact that you can change, 1, the suction power from a regular to a medium to a tornado, which is what I had, hence the reason why it was louder, and the water level, depending on how dirty your floor is. I really like that. The other ones don't have that option. There's so many different features in terms of how much you can program it and tailor it to your need, from the scheduling to the level of cleaning or to the manner of cleaning. You can just do vacuum if you want, again, or you can do vacuum and mop at the same time, which is what you saw, or you can do vacuum first, then mop, which probably makes more sense if you want to preserve your mop and have it, I guess, less dirty and collecting stuff. But I'll try that next time. It's just that it's getting dark already. And I knew I wasn't gonna have time. So it's gonna be a longer cycle, right? If you do the vacuum first and then the mopping. Now, if your floor is already clean and you use it on a regular basis and you just want a quick pickup, you can also change the speed at which it will go and clean. I had it on regular standard speed, but you can put it where there's 2 more speeds after that. A medium one and then a high speed. And I'm going to assume that the high speed will literally cut the time in half So if you have people coming over and you're busy doing something, cooking, and you just wanted to, you know, clean your floor before your guests come in, you put it on the high setting and it will do the whole thing for you really, really fast. Is it going to be as thorough? That I can't vouch because I didn't try it. It's really good at picking up hair. Definitely a plus for pet owners. Look, I'm going like this on my floor, okay? Nothing. There's nothing on my hand. It totally removed all of the dirt, all of the specks, all of the hair. So if you have allergies or if you just have pets that shed a lot, multiple pet household, so I'm definitely running this every night on a schedule. The camera feature, it's pretty cool. It's not something that I'm gonna use. It pairs with Alexa or the Google one, whatever the name is. I don't use those devices. But you can ask, if you pair them, you can call it and it will respond, and you can have it start a cleaning when you're in another room, for instance. You don't have to go on the app, you don't have to press the button. Now, if you leave it on at all times and you want it to start, all you have to do is just kick the plate at the bottom. You just give it a little kick and it will start right away, which is really, really cool. You know, like if you don't have your phone or for whatever reason you prefer to do that. The install of the app was super easy. You saw what I did, right? It went on right away. You just have to connect it with the Wi-Fi and put in your Wi-Fi password. They do not collect information. You know, you sign all sorts of agreements and disclaimers at the beginning. And that's about it. So yeah, the water tank is not as big as the other ones, but it did the whole floor, almost the entire floor, and I still have plenty of water. So I don't have to worry about that. It seemed to have done a good job. I mean, I got dirty water out of it. But then again, it didn't get in the kitchen, really. Once it gets to the kitchen, we're going to see a different color of water. And I like the idea of sucking up and self-cleaning each time. But then again, all of those little features that you add on will run the battery faster. So, final thoughts, it's awesome. That's all I have to say. And the number one thing out of all of them, even though I really like the hot water, the number one thing that is absolutely awesome that this robot did and all of the other ones did not, is that when it got stuck, it figured out a way to unstuck itself. If only you knew how many times I come down in the morning and I see that the robot is not in the base and I realize that it got itself stuck somewhere and I gotta go around and look for it. This is a real perk. The robot figures out a way to unstuck itself when it's you saw it. And it figures out a way when it senses that there's another room on how to get there. I'm very surprised that it made the kitchen. I'm super excited about that. So what I'm gonna do is definitely keep running it for a while, make sure that it does the kitchen and come back up and down from that ledge. And if it does without any problem, it's going to move to the entryway by the kitchen, because then it will start with the kitchen, making sure that the kitchen is nice and clean, and then finishing up with this floor. So I like it. It is an investment. Here's the price right now on sale. Here's the regular price. Here's the on sale price. If you want it, hint, send this video link to your significant other, or whoever is in charge of your gifts for Christmas, and let them know this is what you want. This is what you want. Cuts time. Once it's learned the map and it knows your floor plan, it goes much faster and you never have to vacuum and mop again. You can go and do something else. Great for moms, new moms, great for pet owners, great for the elderly, because, you know, it's a workout, okay? I'm not lazy, I just have a lot of stuff to do. So if I can have some of my chores taken over by something else, not somebody, but something else, perfect. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's really cool. Thank you, ECOVAC, for sending it to me. This was the ECOVAC T30S AI, and I love it. So more reviews coming up as part of the holiday gift guide for 2024. I kicked off with this one. Stick around to find out what I will feature next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!